Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Became the Wrath of the Namikaze. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also I post a new series, What If Naruto had a Godly Weapon on Anime Prints. So go ahead and check that out guys and enjoy. And also stick around for their what ifs coming your way on Anime King and Anime King 3, yes guys. I post what if on my 3 channels every day for you guys to enjoy, so go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you, so yeah. Without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Begin the intro. So the last time we left off, Orochimaru was pissed off, as Naruto had killed Kabuto, his right-hand man, and he was angry. He was in the process of fighting Tsunade and Jiraiya as well, as Naruto encouraging words that got Tsunade back on her feet. But this was not good. With his arms weakened, he could not fight the two of them for too long. But he could kill Naruto and also throw a wrench in the Akatsuki plans as well. So he went after Naruto with his blade. But it turns out that they were nothing but clones, Shizune and Naruto and Tauntaun. The real one were somewhere he couldn't find. He cursed at that, as he decided to flee when the others arrived toward the scene. As the real Naruto and the others came back, as Tsunade hugged him, she also gave him her necklace as well. So with that, they headed back to Konoha. Arriving at the village as they stepped in the gates, Sakura decided to put Naruto in his place, as she wanted to stop lying to people. Her mind just wouldn't believe that he was a son of the 4th Hokage. As Naruto grabbed her wrist and squeezed it so tight, she dropped to the ground in pain. He made his declaration known to Konoha. He was done putting up and taking their bullshit. As with that, he made his way towards the tower. Hiruzen tried his best, but Naruto didn't want to hear anything from him. As Naruto stopped caring for the old man the moment he found out the truth, the moment he found out what the old man did. So he just stopped caring about him. But Hiruzen was still grateful of them bringing back Tsunade, who would take up the mantle as 5th Hokage of Konoha. 2 days passed, as there had been a altercation every now and then. Some people didn't believe, well, their mindset just wouldn't let them believe that the demon came from such lines. And that made them still hate him, but Naruto did not care. Hate him, love him, he did not care one bit. Shikamaru and Ino came over, as Ino seemed sincere, but Naruto told her that she had to, in front of everyone, to basically drag Sasuke's name through the mud. As he gave her time to think it over, that would show him that, well, she is truly sorry for everything in the past. Shikamaru on the other hand, he believed him more, as the both of them went for a walk. Walking through the park, as they spoke, night came down rather quickly, as they were attacked by a group of masked individuals. As Naruto had Shikamaru get his first kill right there and then, he was a bit shaken up afterwards as Naruto brought him towards his house. As Yoshino wondered what the hell happened, as she saw her son looking quite fragile. But Naruto told her to just talk to him, he would tell her when he was ready. So with that he made his way. Some time passed as Team 7 all gathered, as Naruto made his feelings known about Team 7 and how much he hated them. As something inside of Sakura snapped when Tsunade mentioned about Sasuke, seeing that Naruto had gone and changed like that. Sakura's real feelings that she's been holding back came out. She knew that Sasuke would never feel the same way about her, and that she threw away someone that only wanted to be her friend, and she treated him like less than dirt. But Naruto didn't seem to care about what she was saying. As Nelly got back to the reason why she called him here, as she was gonna disband Team 7, shocking the members at that. So yeah guys, so basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place and check of yourself, and also guys, remember to stay tuned for the restorative coming your way, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Let's get right into this guys. Now that we have all of that out of the way, let me tell you the real reason I summoned all of you here today. Seeing that she had all of their attention, she opened the file and tapped her finger against it. As of this moment, Team 7 is hereby disbanded. Naruto is to be placed in a new team, befitting his rank of Chunin. More importantly is the fact that her team is in shambles, Hatake. Keeping Team 7 together is just begging for trouble, as I'm sure that you would agree. Sasuke, you will meet your new team tomorrow afternoon. Soccer, I've arranged for you to receive tutoring in Genjutsu, Ninjutsu, Taijutsu, and something else as well. From how I understand it, you have excellent chakra control. Your first tutor will visit you at your house tonight, so be prepared. She waved her hand. You two are dismissed, she said to the two Genins. As soon as they left the room, she looked right at Kakashi. As for you, Hatake, after reviewing everything and coming to understand the failure you were as a Jonin sensei, I have come to a decision, she said. You are being demoted to the rank of Chunin as of this moment. Until I feel that you earn the right, you will be placed at the south gate for guard duty. Your first shift starts in half an hour. The man was shocked as Nede pulled out a Chunin flapjack and tossed it to him. Go ahead and change into that and get to work. Chunin Kakashi Hatake, she said. Kakashi could not even speak. He felt so humiliated and defeated. After he left the room, she turned towards her godson and started to laugh with him. That actually felt pretty damn good, Naruto-kun, she said. As Naruto moved around and hugged her tight. Thanks, Bachan, he said. Thank you for being here for me and helping make things better. Snelly gave him a kiss on the cheek. You're welcome, sweetie, she said. No matter what, I'll always be here for you. That's what I promised after all, right? As he nodded, she hugged him tighter. Nobody will ever hurt you again. I won't allow it, she said. Time skip. As Naruto stood in Training Ground 3, as he wondered who the new team would be, as his godmother would not tell him, she was smirking. As Naruto saw they arrive, okay, Shikamaru can understand, but why the crazy lady and Neji? As he was quite curious why she picked those two to form a team with him. Before Tsunade could say anything, Uncle came over and pinched his cheek. Hey, I'm not crazy. I'm just a tad psychotic. There's a difference, kid. As Naruto pried her hand off his cheek. Yeah, does it really make much of a difference though? You threw a damn kunai at me. Tsunade quirked the eyebrow as she looked towards Uncle. Was there some reason for that, Uncle? Was it a mistake placing you in charge of this team? Uncle's sweat dropped nervously as he chuckled, rather nervously as well. Damn. I can't even remember anymore. I think he said something and I kinda wanted to intimidate all the participants that made it to the second exam. As she shrugged, hoping that explanation would be good enough for her. Snelly shook her head. I see, she said. That makes sense, but I hope you don't try anything like that with my godson again, she said. Seeing Uncle shake her head in the negative, Snelly nodded. Good. Now, in answer to your question, Naruto-kun, these two actually wanted to work with you. Apparently you helped Neji and Hyuga realize something important during your match in finals. As Naruto turned towards Neji, I owe you a debt of gratitude, Naruto Uzumaki. As he bowed his head slightly, you helped me see how wrong I was about it all. Hayashi-sama came to me after our match and told me the truth of things. Even more, he apologized to me, and we have begun to improve our relationship. It's still a work in progress, but I'll be forever thankful to you for making this happen, said Neji. As Naruto nodded, but he felt like there was something that Neji was not telling him. First of all, it's not Uzumaki anymore, okay? It's Namikaze. Secondly, I'm glad to be of help. You really hurt Hinata, and I was angry at you, said Naruto. But I'm glad that you're making an effort to fix things. As Neji nodded, although, said Naruto, I can't help to feel that there's something that you're not telling me though. Neji stared right into Naruto's eyes rather calmly. He then spoke. Hokage-sama spoke with some of us directly, in an attempt to determine which one of us would be better trusted to work with you on a team. After what you have done for me, and after what I heard from the third Hokage, a group of us got together and discussed everything that we have heard. And we agreed, if you hated Konoha, we would not fault you for it. After everything you've been through, it's amazing that you're still the same way as you are, and you have not retaliated yet. You are a stronger individual than what people give you credit for, not just physically, but mentally as well. And I decided I want to be a friend of you, Naruto Namikaze. So if you would accept my apologies and allow me on your team, I would like that very much, said Neji. As Naruto was quiet for a few seconds until he spoke. I forgive you for your past actions, Neji-san, he said. I do not hate you, and I believe that you're being quite sincere. Shika mentioned this meeting before, but I don't know all the details. I would very much like to speak with everyone involved very soon, but that can wait for now. Well, if you really have no qualms about being on a team with me, I will accept you, said Naruto. I'd really appreciate your company, Neji-san. As Naruto was then pulled away by Anko, as she forcefully placed his head on her shoulder. As Naruto blinked, get comfy, kid, she said. It's my turn to talk. As Naruto felt a bit uncomfortable, here was this psychotic woman trying to make him get all cozy with her. Of course he wouldn't know what the hell to think or even do. She grinned at his confusion as she flicked him in the nose. You're a good kid, she said. I wasn't there for this meeting that these two keep talking about, but I was there for a meeting that's held with a few other Chunins. Sit tight because I got some good news and some bad news for ya. The others on the team and Snady herself looked curious at that. None of them knew about this meeting between Chunins, so they did not know what to expect. Asuma Sarutobi was the one that called us together. The meeting went bad really quickly, I'm afraid. Kurenai, Yujeu, Guy, and I stood up for you and defended you, but Genma and Asuma are completely against you, kid. Asuma and Kurenai got into a few huge fights after the meeting, and she ended up breaking up with him. Not really viable to the story here, but I felt like saying it. You should know that Asuma is trying to rally some of the others in the village to keep a constant view on you. He's already got a lot of support, and we're worried what some of them might do. There are some really unsavory characters that he's recruited, so you should expect the worst. I mean attempted assassinations, attacks on you and your friends, stuff like that. Naruto released a disappointed sigh, but he had to admit he expected this reaction from some of the people. However, he didn't know who would try to pull something like this. Until now, of course. I like you, kid, Uncle said. You got spunk and a good head on your shoulders. Not just for my sake, but for Kurenai's as well. I requested to be on this team so I can look after you and keep you safe, even if it's from people in the village. We'll look out for you, Naruto Namikaze, so don't worry about it too much. As Naruto glanced up towards her, I didn't expect this, said Naruto, but I actually trust you. It's odd. I can't really figure out who to trust anymore, but I can feel like I can trust you. So thanks, said Naruto. Uncle Ruffle is here. I'm glad to hear it, she said. Now let's hear what Hokage-sama has to say. And then we can get something to eat and get to know each other a little better, she said. As everyone nodded and agreement, Snady had a smile on her face. I'm glad that you have people that you can trust in the village, Naruto-kun. I'm really glad, she said. Alright, you guys are now Team Uncle. You will be assigned B to S rank missions, depending on the mission parameters, or if I deem it fit for you guys to take on the job. You have skills that complement one another greatly, and I believe that you guys can become a great team. Take some time to train together and become used to one another's skills and weaknesses, and most importantly, learn to work together as a team. I will give you your first mission in a week's time, so use this time wisely, understood? As all of them nodded. Good, you're dismissed, she said. 5 minutes later, the members of the new Team Uncle was making small talk as they proceeded towards the restaurant. But before they could arrive, Ino appeared in front of the group as she was seemingly chasing after them. She was dead serious. She took Naruto's hand. I've come to a decision. Please follow me, she said. Before he could even protest, he was dragged away from his team. He assured the group he will see them tomorrow as Ino pulled him around the corner. Apparently, she had gathered a crowd, as Sasuke was in center of said crowd, wondering what the hell was going on, as Ino brought Naruto right in the center and paused. She then turned towards Sasuke and smacked him, shocking everyone. I thought I loved this boy, Sasuke, but I was wrong. It was just a stupid fantasy, and it turned out to be a pointless crush, she said. Sasuke isn't worthy of our time or our respect, because he definitely doesn't give us any. I am choosing to side with Naruto Namikaze, she said. Sasuke recovered from his shock, and he was pissed off. He was pissed off to no end. Firstly, as he now understood why she came to him earlier, and she started talking to him about date and all that crap, but once again he paid her no mind. She was testing him to see if what Naruto said was true, that Sasuke didn't really care about them, and all of this crush on him was pointless. A kunai dropped right in his palm, as his anger, his rage blinded him. Because second thing, she sided with Naruto, who was now a Chunin and he was not. As Ino was in front of Naruto, walking towards him rather calmly. As Naruto saw the black hair, as he pushed Ino to the side, the kunai buried in his chest. The people around gasped as the handle stuck out of his chest. As Ino was shocked, her eyes focusing on the blood and the kunai. Wow, I didn't expect you to stoop so low, teen, said Naruto. You're lucky I'm tired right now, said Naruto. Otherwise, you would be at the bottom of my heel, begging me for mercy. Ino got up as she started to make a fuss. As Naruto stood there, she was confused. She knew that he was strong and all, but the kunai was in his chest. As Naruto kept on insisting that he was fine, she removed the kunai and she applied pressure to the wound. As she dragged him off to the hospital, leaving behind the stunned crowd and the furious Uchiha. Time skip. Later that night, Namikaze estate. Ino was shocked when she saw his wound heal rather quickly, but he explained it was the natural healing rate of the Kyuubi's chakra, as she understood after he explained. After being released from the hospital, she actually walked him all the way to his house. People were taking sides. Some of them on the side that Sasuke was on and Asuma was on, which hated Naruto. It seems like Ino had chosen a side that respected Naruto. Upon arriving at his house, he was about to say his goodbyes, but she stopped him and kissed him on the cheek. Naruto was stunned. She then rushed off with a blush on her face rather quickly. As Naruto collapsed on his couch when he entered inside, he stood like that for a few minutes, until he slowly made his way upstairs in his new bedroom and lie down. He then felt a pain as he looked down. Lifting up his shirt, the seal on his stomach started to glow bright. It was then that the Kyuubi appeared in front of him, in her human form, shocking Naruto. Before you ask, no, I'm not free. I just found out a way to project myself outside. It's a physical body, but I can't remain for too long. This will only last an hour at most. Before he could say anything, she moved and captured his lips in a kiss, furthermore shocking the blonde. As she then broke apart. We need to talk, she said. As a stunned Naruto sat there, even after a few minutes, he was still blushing, as he sat with his most trusted person in the world right now. She was beyond stunning. Beautiful, fiery, crimson hair, deep red eyes with slit pupils, and when she smiled, you could clearly see a small fang jutting out of her lip. Beautiful, luscious lips that he couldn't stop glancing at, seeing as she just kissed him. As Naruto looked her up and down, she smirked. She would allow him to relish in her appearance all he wanted. She was wearing a beautiful red and black kimono that hung loosely off her shoulders, and it had a slit going up the left leg, revealing quite a lot if he had to admit that. As his eyes focused toward her chest, he tried not to, but he was a teenager and his eyes, hormones. His eyes were being controlled by his hormones. He couldn't stop himself. There was a split at the side of the dress, so Naruto could see quite a lot, and it didn't seem like she was wearing any underwear. His face turned red like a tomato as he stood there. As he turned his head away, he felt himself growing hotter and hotter as her hand came around and gripped his face, turning him towards her. She claimed his lips once again. This time he reacted as one of his arms went around her. It didn't take long for her to scoot into his lap, until she pulled back, to speak what she came here to speak about. I have a few things to talk to you about. One is rather important, and the other, let's call it a personal interest, understood? As Naruto nodded, his face still red. First, let's start with the personal interest, she said. I saw how you reacted when that blonde kissed you on the cheek, she said. I won't just hand you over to her, Naruto-kun. You're mine. And I refuse to let anyone else have you. Although, if you happen to find yourself interested in that girl or any others, I have a proposition for you. As Naruto blinked a moment. What's this proposition, Kyuubi-chan, he asked. That if you agree to take on more partners, they have to follow my rules. I'm the alpha, I'm your beautiful future wife, and they will have to obey everything I say. They only get to have you when I approve of it. Otherwise, the best they'll get to do is a little playtime. That means no sex without my permission. You have to agree to this rule as well, Naruto-kun. No matter how tempting it is. If you do it without my permission, I will punish you both, she said. He was about to speak, but she placed a finger to his lip. I'm not quite finished yet. If you do take on more lovers, I have more rules that will apply to them. Essentially, they will be my slaves. As I said before, they have to do whatever I say. Whether this entail them doing the laundry, picking up groceries, killing the enemy, I don't care. If they refuse to do it, they don't deserve to be with you. Depending on their actions and their behavior, I might end up just killing them. Is that understood, my love, she said. I doubt that anyone is gonna find feelings for me, said Naruto, especially with me being like this, with so much people out for my blood, said Naruto. But you've been with me since day one, and I'm glad that you're here, said Naruto. I accept these rules. She chuckled a bit. You'll be surprised, my beloved, she said. Anyways, please call me by my name. I am Kuroko, sweetheart. The Kyuubi is just a title. Calling me by my name is much more sensual. And my name coming from your lips makes me feel all tingly inside. As she leaned and kissed him once more, as Naruto relished in the kiss. It was amazing. She then cuddled up against him. Also, I think I've come with a way for you to release me from the seal. We will still be connected. I don't want you to die after all. But at least we can truly be together. How? Said Naruto, as he wanted to free her as soon as he can. It's a rather dark ritual, she said. You need to break someone's mind, to the point where they retreat into themselves, essentially, find themselves unable to go on living. But it can't be just anyone. I don't want you to hurt any of your friends. I want you to find someone that you hold a great grudge against. Before you ask, no, it cannot be a guy. After you break this person, you simply rest your hand on their head, and I'll do the rest, taking over this person's body as my own. But wouldn't you be stuck like that person, said Naruto, especially looking like them. You wouldn't be you, he said. Oh, one would think that, wouldn't they, she said. However, once I enter their body, I will overpower the rest of their will, and force their body to take my form. They will no longer exist, and I will be me, and they will be gone. Though there could be some side effects if their consciousness was to awake. Inside of my mind, as Naruto frowned a bit, what kind of consequence are we talking about? Nothing really serious. I will just hear them talking to me. That's all that it is. It could be annoying, but I have ways to truly torment them as well. And it could also be fun as well. I think it just depends on who you choose to destroy. As Naruto nodded that as he pulled her close, he couldn't get enough, as he captured her lips once again. I understand, Kuroko-chan, said Naruto. I love you, and I will do just that. I actually have the perfect person in mind, said Naruto. The next day, everything was going well. As Shizune rushed inside, Naruto, I got news. seeing the way she rushed in. Assuming by the way you came in, I assume that is bad news. God damn it, said Naruto. Everything was going well so far. As Shizune came over and hugged him, seeing that he was a bit shorter than her, his face ended up right in her chest. God damn it, why do these women keep on doing this? Don't they realize I'm a teenager with a lot of hormones, he said. I'm sorry, Naruto-kun, I really am, she said. But there's a council meeting taking place in 10 minutes, and your presence have been demanded. Tsunade-sama is not happy about this, but there is just only so much that can be done at the moment. Please, come with me. Time skip. I'm going to hate this. I'm 100% sure about that, said Naruto. As Shizune nodded and pushed the door open, she stood behind Tsunade as Naruto stood to the side. As someone sitting where the civilian council once sat before they were disbanded spoke up. Do you know why you were brought here, Uzumaki? As Naruto patient snapped at that, he snapped his head towards the man. Alright, listen here, you bandage freak. I am so goddamn tired of saying this. It's not Uzumaki, it's Namikaze. If you bastards can't call me by my name, then shut the hell up, sit down, and leave me the hell alone. Is that understood, said Naruto. Danzo narrowed his gaze. He wanted nothing more than to put the brat in his place for disrespecting him like that. But he knew that he had to play this smart. If he didn't, he wouldn't get what he wanted. So he had to play it smart. My apologies, Namikaze, he said. Now I shall repeat my question. Are you aware of the reason why you have been summoned? As Naruto sighed before he nodded. I have a pretty good idea. I am being accused of murder for acting in self-defense when there was mass freaks attack me. Am I right, Danzo? Said Naruto. Danzo paused for a moment until he spoke. We've spoken on the matter, and the action that you took was in self-defense, so you do not deserve to be punished for such actions. However, you should have left one alive so that we could question them upon who sent them. All this time Danzo was speaking about his own man after all. He was the one that sent them, but they would never knew that. Yeah, said Naruto. I got a pretty good idea who sent them. What do I care about interrogating those freaks, said Naruto. Be calm, Naruto-kun. After the information that we got, and not to mention from what Tsunade got from the old man, Danzo will get his. It's just a matter of time. Kuroko said in his mind. Damn right he will, said Naruto. But for now I suppose it would be best to hear what these assholes want with me. If not the death of his root agents, I really don't know what they want. Tsunade found herself frozen at this point as she started to rub her temples. Naruto-kun, the council has put forth a request of sorts. They wish to enact the CRA on you. As Naruto blinked in confusion. What's the CRA, he said. It's the Clan Restoration Act. When this act is forced on someone, most likely, they are the last member or the last few members of their clan with a unique Kekigenkai, and the person is then forced to take multiple spouses. Seeing that you're the son of the fourth Hokage and the very last of the Uzumaki clan, it will be very hard to refuse. I'm afraid that my hands are tied in this manner. I try to... It's not your fault, Bachan, said Naruto. I understand. I will only say this though. As Naruto glanced towards the council members, I will not let you dictate how I live my life. Whether I decide to take on multiple wife or not, it's my choice. I will not let you decide that for me. Besides, I'm already dedicated to someone special. Well, there is that. And there's not a single person in this village that would want the demon brat as a husband. Nice try, but screw you all. I'm leaving, he said. As Naruto simply walked away, the members turned towards Tsunade. She simply shrugged. Told you that would happen, she said. I can try talking to him, but I doubt he will change his mind. So, are you idiots happy now that you pissed him off, she asked. And half an hour later, Ichiroku ramen stand. Naruto was on his 12th bowl of ramen. It was not that what got them worried. It was the fact that he looked pissed off. As Ayam reached over and placed a hand on his shoulder, he flinched a bit, before she came around and sat down with him. Without a word, she hugged him close, and kissed the top of his head. Naruto-kun, please tell me what is wrong. I'll always listen to your problems, and you know that. Naruto found himself smiling at that. You're still as sweet as ever, Ayam-chan, said Naruto. I really appreciate that. Ever since the old man told me about my heritage, things have been just so problematic. I barely know who to trust anymore. And it's just a lot, said Naruto. As Ayam frowned at that as she spoke, Naruto-kun, we were there for the third announcement after you left on your mission. We understand, we really do. All those people trying to deny who your parents were. After hearing the truth, all the talks of assassination are out you from the village. We've been so worried about you, she said. But I can tell that there's something else troubling you. As Naruto sighed, you're right. There was an essential kidnapping attempt a couple of days ago. I was walking with Shikamaru when a few people arrived and threatened to kill him if I didn't go with them. And we killed them. There was no way that I was going to let them hurt Shikamaru or take me, said Naruto. Ayam saw that he was not finished, so she waited. There's also a damn watch being organized to keep tabs on me whenever I'm in the village. I also know there are going to be more attacks, and not just from those masked men. As Naruto released a sigh, and today also sucks a lot. As Naruto felt two people enter, he turned his head. Ino, Tenten, what are you guys doing here? Tenten looked him calmly down. As Ino frowned, honestly, word for the boy. We're concerned for you, Naruto. We saw you storm out of the tower, and we decided to follow you. We kinda lost you on the way though, so we decided to see if you were home. Jiraiya-sama told us that you weren't there, so we figured that you might be here. Could you please tell us what happened? Well, you would think, with the civilian council gone, that the council will stop being a bunch of bastards. But I guess not. They're trying to force something called the CRA, or the Clan Restoration Act on me. Because I'm the 4th Hokage's son, and the last of the Uzumaki clan, it's imperative that I take on multiple wives and restore my clan. That, and they probably want to continue on my father's legacy. I am damn sure that it was the old bastards that formed the original council that are trying to push for this. I just didn't expect the Shinobi Council to agree to this. Ino raised an eyebrow. My dad tried to force that on you? What? Why would they do that? As Tenten clenched her fists, those bastards. How can they truly believe they could dictate a person's love life? With placing this on you, they're basically saying that they are in charge of your life. This is just so wrong. I have no idea. I was told about the meetings you and from the had the day of the announcement. I thought just maybe, with this new development, I could trust them. I guess I was wrong, said Naruto. The look in his eyes hurt all the girls. Growing up in a village where everyone hates you, and now just because you're the son of a rather famous man, they want to dictate how your life is going. It's like he had no say in his life. Ino came over and hugged him. As she truly hated how things turned out, it was like he had no say in anything. As Naruto found a small blush come down his cheek, as he hugged her back gently. She smelled like flowers. It's not your fault, Ino. You don't have to apologize for the actions of your father. But I need to ask you something. She leaned back. Yes, she asked. If it turns out that he's an enemy, who would you side with? Your father or me? Just like when he asked her about Sasuke. Ino stepped back. I love my father, she said. But with all the things that have been happening to you lately, no one deserved that. I'm disappointed in him for suggesting this. But As Tenten spoke up, Naruto, you know that's not a fair question. How can she possibly choose between you and your father? As Naruto groaned, he kissed Ayam on the cheek as he got to his feet. As he paid for his meal, the blonde then started to walk away. He didn't want to deal with someone that was going to try to lecture him about something that he viewed as a perfectly logical question. As Tenten rushed after him, Naruto, talk to me, what's wrong, she said. What the hell happened? As Naruto slapped away her hand. I don't need to deal with this crap right now. Just leave me alone, he said, as he walked off. As Ino sat there. She loved her father. How could she couldn't choose between them. It was wrong what was happening to Naruto, not to mention, she heard many people talking about assassinations. In a way she understood his point. What was the point of being in a village where you can't trust anyone? And he didn't trust her right now. He don't trust me anymore, she said. I don't think that is the case, Ayam said. But at the same time he's hurting inside. If your father agreed with this proposal, he's thinking that you would agree with him and the council as well. I've known Naruto for a very long time, and despite all the things he went through when he was younger, I've never seen that look in his eyes before. He doesn't know who to trust anymore. It almost seemed like he wants to give up. But it doesn't seem like he distrusts you. He's just afraid if he trusts you, that you would turn around and betray him. So be careful, okay? As Ino simply nodded, she said that small blush in her cheek. Can you please give me whatever Naruto's eaten, she said. As Toki nodded, seemed like someone had a crush. It's cute. Later that night, Konoha streets, Naruto was frustrated. He didn't know what to do. The frustration came out in him, decimating the training ground. As it was now nighttime, as a group of people arrived at the training ground, someone ahead of them. Asuma, what the hell do you want? Said Naruto, as he was rather pissed off with this man, given everything that he started since his heritage was revealed. As Asuma took a draw of his cigarette before he let out the smoke, even if it was in self-defense. You went too far with those men the other day, Naruto. But more than that, you've been acting off since you were told the truth by the old man. I was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, to try and trust in you still, but don't you give me that bullshit, said Naruto, cutting him off. The truth of the matter is you don't trust me. All of you here, none of you trust me, not even one bit. Admit it, said Naruto, as few of the ninjas behind him moved around Naruto's side. As Naruto watched them carefully, your actions since returning had shown me that, Naruto. You cannot be trusted anymore. I was hoping that the council would have taken you out of the shinobi system. But it seems my hope for them was too high, or maybe lock you away for some time. As Naruto chuckled, I figured that it was you that ratted me out. What, you upset that I let Shikamaru kill those bastards? You've gone too far this time. Before you were just a stupid kid with little to no skills, but you're turning into a monster. You should have stayed the way that you were before. Hey, what the hell is going on? A voice said. Leave him alone. As they turned to see that it was none other than Kiba. From what I heard from Shika and Choji, you're a pretty cool guy. So what is this? You guys trying to gang up on him? What is going on, Asuma Sensei? Said Choji. Why are you doing this? As the two of them stood there, Asuma motioned for the shinobis to excuse himself as he turned toward the two boys. If you two are going to defend him, you're going to find yourself on the wrong side, he said. If you know what is good for you, look out for yourselves and not him. As Asuma disappeared in Sunshin, calm down, Naruto-kun. The voice in his head said it was none other than Kyubey. They don't realize that he just saved that idiot's life, as she could feel it more than anyone else. The rage that was boiling up inside of Naruto. It was only a matter of time as she needed to calm it for now. Know that those bastards were gone. Damn, I didn't think Asuma would resort to pulling something like that, said Kiba, as he looked towards Naruto. As Akamaru came over as Naruto pet him on the head. Oh, I'm fine, said Naruto. Hey, why did you two help me? Aren't you afraid of me too? Huh? Not really. Why would we hate you? You've been put through a lot, and you've been misunderstood for a while. My dad and I are with you all the way, Naruto, said Choji. Well, I guess they've been lying to you, said Naruto. Your parents are swell people, alright. So swell that they've been trying to force me into the Clan Restoration Act, the CRA. It seems their parents and the council was in agreement. The son of the fourth and the last Uzumaki within Konoha. It's important that I restore my clan. I have no right over my own life anymore. It seems like they're stripping me of my own freedom, trying to force me to do what I don't want, with multiple wives even if I said no. You know what? Do me a favor. Don't say your parents are on my side. As Naruto started to walk off, both of them were shocked. Wait, Naruto, there's no need to apologize, said Naruto, for the actions of your parents. It's not your fault. Neither of you are responsible. But I can't lie, I hate this village. I'm being watched. Attacks are being scheduled. I hate it so much it's becoming unbearable. All my life, I've been put through living hell. And now that they know the truth, it's actually getting worse. As Naruto started to laugh, but there was no humor in his tone. I didn't even think that was actually possible. Well, look at it this way, said Kiba as he patted Naruto's shoulder. You still got us. And we got your back. You're our buddy. and they have no right to take away your sense of freedom at all. If my sister knows about what mom did, she'll be pissed, alright? As Choji walked up to his other side, I'm going to talk to my father about this. I want answers to why he will pull something like that. There has to be some reason for it. If I find out anything, I'll let you know right away, okay? Thank you, said Naruto. No, seriously. I really appreciate it, said Naruto. As Kiba saw the look in Naruto's eyes, you're acting like you don't have anyone left here. As I said, we're your friends. As Naruto gave them one more thanks, they walked until he had to separate to go towards Namikaze Manor. As Choji and Kiba paused, he believed that everyone is giving up on him, said Choji. Yeah, I know what you mean, said Kiba. Look at all he's done for this village. He even saved the village against Gaara by himself. He's given everything, and yet everyone's turned against him. As Kiba sighed, him and Naruto were not the best of friends, but they were still comrades. But for him to be put through all of this, Kiba didn't like it one bit. Time skip. Orochimaru was getting weaker and weaker. Karen, I need you, he called out. She rushed into the room and bowed her head. It's time. Inform the Sound 4 that you're supposed to go and retrieve Sasuke at once. And Karen, she glanced up towards him. I want you to go with them. If Naruto Uzumaki shows up, I want you to heal whoever gets injured. Keep them alive, especially Sasuke-gun. You know what will happen if you fail, don't you? Yes, Orochimaru-sama, she said. I will inform them at once. Then go, Orochimaru said. As she made her way, Orochimaru clenched his fist when she was gone. If you interfered my plans once again, Naruto Uzumaki, I will have your head. Time skip, Konoha, streets. Naruto had awakened early and set out. Before any of his family members could set out, he had been wandering the streets for a few hours now, just scouting. It wasn't allies that he was scouting, it was the houses. More importantly, who was in these houses? As he snuck through the houses, he made a small mark just outside of their bedroom. He just finished marking the last house a couple of moments ago. Kuroko was at his side. She decided that it was safe enough to wander at his side, on the streets, even if she could only leave the seal a couple of times a day. She enjoyed spending time together with him, as they held each other's hand and walked, as they didn't care who see or say what they want, as they kissed in front of anyone. They didn't give a damn. People muttering demon breath and all that. What can they do exactly? The civilians won't push their luck after he made that declaration. But Naruto could feel himself being watched. They were moving and watching him. So it has already begun, huh? He thought to himself. A woman on the other hand saw Kuroko. Miss, are you sure that you want to be so romantic with this demon brat, she said as she approached. Kuroko turned as she gave the woman a look. A rather frightening glare caused the woman to instantly vacate herself. A man. Some of his shinobis, one of them, felt like it was a good idea to grab her arm as she passed, telling her it would be better for her to be with a real man. Needless to say, that man ended up with a broken arm and rushed to the hospital so he wouldn't die from blood loss. And people had given the happy couple a wide berth. It seems we got a rather annoying company, she said as she glanced ahead. Naruto paused as he saw who she was talking about, as Sakura stopped in front of him. What do you want? He said. She looked between her ex-teammate and the woman that he was with, clearly not sure what to think about the situation. Naruto, I was just on my way to your house. I am glad that I found you. Well, what do you want? Said Naruto. She fidgeted as she saw the looks that she was getting from the woman that she didn't know, and Naruto as well. I'm really sorry, Naruto. I thought about it a lot, and I admit I wasn't wrong for all I did. I know that probably doesn't count for anything right now, but... She moved forward and took one of his hands. I'm really sorry, she said. I don't know what I could do that can possibly earn me your forgiveness. I tried to think of something, anything I can do, but after all that I've done, what can I do? Please, there has to be something. Please tell me, she said. I beg you. As Kuroko looked towards Naruto, let me hand this one, she said. She then moved and grabbed Sakura by the shirt. Listen here, and listen well, bitch. I know how much you've hurt my beloved, treating him less than dirt. Do you really think I will let you do that again? As Sakura knew that something like this was coming, as she tried to explain her intentions as best as she could. I don't ever want to hurt you again, she said. I want to repair the bridge between us. I know it's gonna be hard, or possibly it cannot be done for you to forgive me, but I am truly sorry. If there's any way, please, tell me, she said. I'm afraid that ship has sailed. Kuroko said as she lifts Sakura off the ground. As the both of their eyes met, Naruto-kun will never forgive you. All the abuse, all the hatred, all the hits, all the times that you chose. The fawn over the damn Uchiha who didn't even see you as a real woman. Merely a mere annoyance. Even when you found out who he was, you chose not to believe, you chose to demean him. Chose to see him as a lying pest. And you expect him to forgive you after all of that. You aren't worth his time. Think about what you have done. And you would realize that you're not worthy to be in his life. As she pushed Sakura aside. As Kuroko then pulled Naruto forward and gave him a kiss. As Sakura looked up towards him kissing. As tears started to gather in her eyes. I'll find some way to fix things, Naruto, she said. In the meantime, take care of yourself and be happy. I'll try until I earn your forgiveness. I promise, she said, as she rushed off. Wow, I thought I was clear, but she's more hard-headed than I thought she was, Kuroko said. It doesn't matter, said Naruto. She's the one I've chosen to break, and I know exactly how to do so. If all goes well, you shouldn't have to wait long for that body, said Naruto as he watched Sakura rush off. As Kuroko chuckled at that, with a smirk on her face. As that was going on, the Zone 4 and Karen were heading to Konoha for the Uchiha, who really hated Konoha at this point. After all, Naruto's a Chunin and he was a simple genin same way. Well, things were starting to get interesting. But guys, to be ends the story right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification to stay posted, and we'll go ahead and check out Anime Prince, which I hope you guys will enjoy. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get the hell out of here? See you guys soon on Anime King and Anime King 3. Peace, guys!